Now, today's episode is going to be a little bit different. And you might say it's got nothing to do with models, so why don't you have it as a standalone episode? And yet it kind of is related to the model ship. And what's happened is I got a comment yesterday from one of the viewers in yesterday's episode. And he was saying, you may not know this, but when you spray, your voice, the volume of your voice drops. Well, I do know that. I think I talked about this a little bit way back when we first got this airbrush and I started using it. I think somebody commented to the fact of that when you press down and spray, the sound of the fan from the air cleaner, it drops. Well, I knew that. Now here's what's happening. Now, with my camera here, I have everything more or less set on automatic, except for the focusing. I don't have it on autofocus because what I've done right now, for instance, I have focused right about right here, okay, and then I've stopped my lens right down to f22. I don't know if you can see it on the screen there, but it's stopped right down to f22. So that way, anything like this should be reasonably in focus, and so should the word stop. However, this area right here is not as quite as sharp as it could be if I had the camera set maybe at f4 or 5, 6. But then the background would be blurred and the foreground would be blurred. So that's why I do it this way. But that's another issue. So what's going on here? Okay, this is what I think is going on. To me, when I press down on this, okay, I am hearing just a very, very light hissing going on. Very, very light. By the way, I got my windows open right now, so you're going to hear a lot of background noise, ambient noise, and so on. Anyway, I'm just hearing a very light hissing going on. But like a dog whistle, it's probably emanating a sound that the camera thinks is real, real loud. But I can't hear it. We can't hear it. So because I have the auto level on for recording, the camera hears this real loud sound and it shuts down the sound part. And so consequently it's shutting everything down. For the noise that the fan is making, my voice, everything just shuts right down as long as I do that. And I think what's happening is the way the air is coming out of this very small opening here, like now you may have noticed that when I pressed on this, the sound of that car going by was dramatically cut back. At least I'm assuming it is. I won't know until I actually get this thing and edit it out, but I'm pretty sure that I can be guaranteed that's what's happened here. There are a lot of different factors that could change this. For instance, when I pull the needle back, it could be that it changes the shape, and a dog will hear a slight difference in the pitch of the sound. Or when there's paint coming through or not coming through, it's going to change it. Just very, very small things. It's kind of like okay, here, remember we made up these little eye hooks. Okay, so if I blow across this, now I haven't tried it, but it should work. I don't want to blow these thing out. Okay, you can hear it made sort of a sound there. Well, guess I better let the moisture out of there now. Well, these things won't rust anyway. However, this thing produces such a high frequency sound that the camera can't handle it, and it's shutting right down. Maybe I'll put it on my super macro, and I'll show you what I was talking about. When I pull the needle back, it changes the shape of the front here, which would in turn change the pitch of this high frequency. I can't hear it, so I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it does. It's just like if I was to increase or decrease the length of this tube and blow across it, the frequency is going to either, if it's shorter, it's going to raise, and if it's longer, it's going to go really deep. You know, like a 32-foot pipe on a pipe organ. You get that deep sound. Okay, so I'm beating this to death, aren't I? I'm going to go edit this out and see what I got. In the meantime, I'm going to take some close-ups of this needle here and show you what I'm talking about. One more thing, as Columbo used to say. I was talking about how I have the camera set on automatic. Now, I also have the exposure set on automatic. I know the best way to do this is to have it set on manual and just pre-adjust everything, you know, to start. Now watch what happens here when I move this white piece of paper in the view of the lens here. You're going to notice that the surrounding area, at first the paper will be real white, and then it'll get a little bit less white, but you're going to notice the surrounding area will darken. Okay, so here we go, and you'll probably notice that the auto ISO is going to drop. I'm going to guess it's going to go down to maybe 150. I haven't tried this, but this is just for the fun of it. You can watch this, and also watch how the surrounding area will darken. Well, the sound works the same way. Okay, here we go. See what I'm talking about? That last one wasn't very good, was it? Anyway, you get the idea. The camera is on automatic. Now I realized that I had said that I was going to put on the super macro, but I think we can probably see it good enough with just the macro lens. And just watch here at the nozzle, and you'll see the needle, you know, going in and out and in and out. Should work. You should be able to see it good enough here. And what's happening is when the needle is pulled back, it changes the shape there where the air is rushing over the end, and so it's going to change the pitch. At least I think it will. However, I can't find a dog that'll speak English and tell me if it can hear a difference or not. Now, mind you, not only can dogs hear high frequency, but so can cats and even rabbits. Yeah, apparently rabbits can hear sound about 3 times higher than humans. I was thinking of getting a dog whistle to call my rabbits. All right, let's get serious here. Okay, so there is a way to solve this problem, and that is this. What I can do is I can wear a boom mic so that I can speak normally. I know you don't see me do this, but I am acutely aware of the fact that when I spray, it cuts the volume down in the recording volume. And so what I will often do is I'll be spraying something like this, and I will lean over towards the camera a little bit to try and make it so that my voice will, without shouting, can be heard. But if I had a boom mic on, the microphone would be right here all the time. The camera could be turned down. First of all, before I got this camera, this is the third generation of this type of camera that I had. The first one that I had, it would not record in stereo. And so consequently I had a separate microphone in the hot shoe that recorded stereo, and then I plugged the microphone into the side here. Now I want to clarify that. I just said that the camera would not record in stereo. Well, actually it would, but because it only had one built-in microphone, it would only record mono. Yeah, but if I plugged in a stereo mic, I could record stereo. This camera does have two microphones. And then another thing I did was I had a separate recording system, and I used to match the two up in post afterwards. I would sync them up, I meant. And yeah, and then the next camera I had just before this, it did record in stereo. Then this one came out, it records in stereo and 4K. So that's why I keep upgrading. And if 8K comes out and it's affordable, I'll probably upgrade to 8K. We'll see how it goes. I may not be interested in doing this anymore by the time 8K comes out. Well, it's out, but it's not affordable right now for me. So yeah, and I'm starting to ramble here. But the idea would be if I had a boom mic and the microphone was right here beside my mouth, I would be able to speak normally and not worry about the fact that you were not able to hear me. Yeah, how can you tell there's nothing to talk about today? Okay, so to Mr. T, I want to thank you for the comment, because it gave me an opportunity to, well, you already know that when it comes to, airbrush and making models, I'm kind of there, but not really. But when it comes to video and audio, I pretty much know what I'm doing. Sometimes it doesn't show though. Anyway, I think that's it for today. Today is Saturday, so we're not going to be hearing from Cellar Dweller most likely. He would have called during the week. I don't think they'd be doing any delivery of the hood on Saturday. And he's closed on Sunday, Monday, so that means we won't hear until Tuesday. I am so anxious to get the hood. Anyway, enough rambling for today. Thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.